All right, so the exterior angle theorem. Let's take a look at what that says. It says the exterior angle theorem, the measure of each exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the measures of its two remote interior angles. What the heck does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and break it down and see what we can do about that. So let's talk about an exterior angle. So we've been talking about like alternate interior, alternate exterior, stuff like that. So we know exterior means on the outside. So in a triangle, what that means is a situation like this where you extend one of the sides and the exterior angle is the angle formed by that extension and one of the sides of the triangle. So in this case, angle 4 would be an exterior angle. So let's talk about another part of the vocabulary there, remote interior angles. So remote interior angles are non-adjacent interior angles. Again, what the heck does that mean? So remote, let's break this down word by word. You've probably heard the word remote before, like remote control or a remote island. So a remote control allows you to watch the TV and control it from far away. You don't have to be right up on the TV to change the channel. Back when I was a little kid, we'd only have 13 channels and you had to get up and touch the actual TV to change that channel. So a remote control allows you to control it from far away. A remote island is an island that's not near any civilization. So remote means far away. Interior, obviously that means inside. So when we talk about remote interior angles, that's the two angles inside the triangle that are far away from the exterior angle. So in this diagram, angles 1 and 2 would be our remote, they're far away from angle 4. So the remote interior angles. So take a look at this diagram. Here I've got 3 exterior angles. So if I'm taking a look at the 92-degree angle, what are the remote interior angles? Well, it's the two angles inside the triangle that are furthest away from the 92. So that would be angle 3 and angle 2. If I'm taking a look at this 123-degree angle, the two remote interior angles would be angle 1 and angle 3. And lastly, if I'm looking at angle 4, the two remote interior angles would be angle 1 and angle 2. So let's go back to what that exterior angle theorem says. Basically says that if I have an exterior angle like this, the measure of each exterior angle equals the sum of the measures of its two remote interior angles. What that means is angle 4 is going to measure the exact same as angle 1 plus angle 2. So if I know what angle 1 and angle 2 are, all I have to do is add them up, and that gives me angle 4. Let's do a few examples to see how that works. So here's an example, and it's just as easy as what we just talked about. I've got this exterior angle, and all I have to do to figure out how big it is just add up the two remote interior angles. So that x equals 63 plus 86, which I believe is 149. So that exterior angle is 149 degrees. Piece of cake. Now some people might be like, well, that doesn't make sense to me, so I'm going to go ahead and figure this other angle out. Well, if I add those up and then subtract it from 180, that's going to give me 31. And then I take 31, subtract that from 180, and then I get 149. Well, you're not wrong. That process does work. But when you subtract from 180 twice, you're back to with what you started with, which was these two angles added up. So if you want to do it that way, you can, but it's just easier to add up the two angles, and you know that that's your exterior angle. Take a look at this example. Here, in this case, we know the exterior angle, but we're missing one of the remote interior angles. So I know that 65 plus the missing angle is going to be 105. So if I subtract 65 from both sides, that gives me 40. So that missing angle is 40 degrees. That wasn't too bad. All right, here's another one, piece of cake. I know the two remote interior angles. To get that exterior angle, just add them up. So x is going to be, what, 58 Not bad at all. Now, some problems can be quite a challenge. Like, let's take a look at this one. So lots of variables, a lot of algebraic expressions, but the logic is still the same. My exterior angle, the 19x plus 3, is going to equal the sum of the two remote interior angles. So I can set it up 19x plus 3 equals 9x plus 16 plus 6x plus 15. And that's a good equation right there. So now let's go ahead and combine some like terms. The 9x and the 6x makes 15x. The 16 and the 15 make 31. Let's subtract 15x from both sides. Subtract the 3. Divide by 4. And there we go, x equals 7. Now, it's not asking us to find any of the angles, so I'm assuming that we're just finding what x is. But be careful and always look at the instructions because they may ask you to plug it back in and find those missing angles. So that's our lesson on the exterior angle theorem, and I will tell you that it's an easily forgotten theorem. It might be easy right now, but then like 2 lessons down the road we'll come to something and I'll say, well, we can find this by doing the exterior angle theorem, and then students are like, oh, I totally forgot about that. So I'm going to warn you, don't forget about the exterior angle theorem. But here's a hint, you're probably going to forget about the exterior angle theorem. So if you guys have any questions, let me know either in class or email me, and I will see you guys real soon. Have a good one.